Yo guys, I'm reading right now the stock market course from William Delbert Gann, and I'm reading a lot about 30-year cycle, 20-year cycle, 10-year cycle, 7-year cycle. There are so many cycles, but it definitely changed my perspective because what is coming to the regular financial markets, I believe we are in the midst of a 10-year cycle, and I want to share with you what I basically expect is going to happen with the regular financial markets. But first, guys, we need to think about our health as well, so let's make some food first. And for the ones that don't know me personally, I actually love to cook, and I love the Italian kitchen, although I do not eat too many carbs, but I love pizza as well. And this is a perfect way to make a pizza because you use eggplant, you use tomato sauce, and the tomato sauce is of course from this brand, which is really good. You put cheese on it, and this one goes in the oven, and this one has a cycle of 15 minutes to get ready. So institutions, maybe some banks or governments, or at least people who are ruling the world, let's so to say, people who are in power, they definitely know about these cycles. And I don't think that Agenda 2030 is coincidentally the end of a cycle that Gunn is talking about as well. So I'm going to dive with you guys into the charts, and we are going to have a look at this because there is a big wealth transfer coming, and the elites, so to say, just to name that word, but you guys all know what is linked to Agenda 2030. They all want to do the opposite. They want to use this event, this big climax, this crash that is coming and that's already written in the start astronomically. They want to use that into their advantage because they know of it. They know about it. They know what's to come. I don't know if every one of them knows about it, but definitely the ones that are creating these plannings know about it because they align their plannings with the cycles of the market. 2030 is a very important year. Guys, so we are going to have a look at the chart, and I just find it very interesting, but you have to let me know in the comment section what you think about this. But this is basically the yearly returns for the S&P 500, and this is the yearly returns for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So we are just going to start with the regular financial markets, the S&P 500 right here. And in specific, guys, I want you to think like this. We have 10-year cycles, and the cycles start from the year 0, go on to the year 9. Right, so we have, for example, 1910 to 1920, 1920 to 1930. And we should see a little bit of a similar type of behavior during these years. And what I find interesting, one correlation that I can already see right here, which I think is very interesting with where we are right now. I will share it in a sec. But first of all, guys, let's go to the year 5. Let's check the year 5 from every cycle. So we have here 1935, we had a 41% gain. Then we go to 45. 45, as you can see, was a really good year, 30% gain. Then we go to 55. 55 again, a very good year, 26%. 65, green as well, 10%. 75, very good year, 31%. Wow. Then we go to 85. Very good year again, 26%. You see the pattern already, guys, or not? Then we go to 95. 95, very good year from that cycle. It was one of the best years, 34%. Then we go to 2005. We have not the best year. It's slightly in the profit. Then we go to 2015. That is the only year. If we look at this 10-year cycles and we look at the half mark, this is the only time that we closed that year red since 1928, right? Today, 2025 is still in the red for the year, but it doesn't mean we are going to close the year in the red. I personally do not think so, and I think this chart is backing that up as well. Then before I'm going to give you the other conclusion, we're just going to have a look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average because this has even more historical data. So here we cannot see 15, so we have to look at 25 right here. Positive, 35, positive, 45, positive, even the biggest from the cluster right here. 55, biggest from the cluster. Not biggest from the cluster, that was actually 54, but still 20% positive. 65, positive. 75 positive and biggest from the cluster, 85 positive, biggest from the cluster. Then we go to 95 positive and biggest from the cluster. Then we go to 2005, and as we seen with the S&P 500, it was not very positive here. Dow Jones was even a little bit red. And 2015 was the only red year in the S&P 500, but the Dow Jones is red as well. What I see in this chart, when I'm looking at this chart, I'm seeing that a lot of these corrections, they are coming either at the beginning of the cycle, so in the early years, or at the end of the cycle, at the late years. And I'm going to show you. 1929. 1930 is late of that cycle because that is the last 2 years, and the 32 is early of the cycle, right? Here we have 37, 7 again, guys, being a very important number, as we have 7 holes in our face, and the 7th hole, the mouth, everything goes down. 7 is the year of the Shemitah cycle. 7th is the day of creation where you should rest. The 7th day is 7 is such an important number, and this is something we are going to see more about this in the channel as well. Here again, we have 46, 7, and 8 that are a little bit negative right here. Here we have early, here we have late again. This is again a 7, 57. Here we have a 2, this early again, 66, 69 late. Then we have 73 and 4 early. 77, again the 7 is red again, guys. This is pretty interesting. 90 is pretty early. Here 2000, 2001, 2002, again early. 2008, big decline right here. You get the point, right? You get the point. And this is not in the sense exact science that you can say every single year is going to be exactly like this. No, this is also not what Gann was trying to do with these yearly cycles. But if you really zoom out, it will give you a rough picture of what is going to come. That brings me to the point that I want to lead you guys in today's video, where we are today. And I'm going to make my screen a little bit bigger. And I think the pizzas are almost ready, so I almost have to go to the oven to get them out and have some food, guys, because I can't wait for it, basically. But we are right now midway through the cycle. It's 2025. You hear everywhere, Agenda 2030. What is happening at those later years? During this decade, I believe, guys, that the real crash, the real financial crash will come later this decade. I personally believe it will start around 2028, 2029, something similar as we have seen in 1929. And one of the big reasons that I have for this is that so many things are lining up, and especially this part. This is the solar cycle. I've made so many videos about this, but we are reaching the peak solar activity. We are reaching that basically this year, or in these times that we are right now. This is a rough scale, but you can see this is coming down until the year 2030. And guys, if we end the cycle in late this decade and we have the solar activity low and these other cycles are coming together, and we even have a Shemitah cycle starting during those time, you can already see, guys, this is the very perfect storm for a massive crash. And I'm not the only one who sees this, because that is the exact reason why there is Agenda 2030. They want to make you already accept an idea that during this time, during this crash, they can change the infrastructure so they don't lose the power, but you are giving away all your wealth before or during that period. And this is exactly what happened during 1929. There were even moments that gold was illegal and gold was confiscated. You had to give away your gold. Imagine, guys, imagine this. So for the ones that do not want to get hurt by the effects, by the physical effects, you have to prepare, you have to study, and you have to learn about this in order to make better decisions for your future and your well-being. Do not worry. That's not why this video is there. I do not want people to worry, but I want people to basically wake up and to understand what is going on and to help themselves create better lives. Hey guys, that is the time we're going to get the pizzas out. Oh, this looks delicious. And guys, whenever someone tells you that you cannot live healthy, oh wait, how do I say this good? That you cannot live healthy but eat good, guys, this is the proof. These are just, I love these things because it is super healthy. If you ask me, I can eat all of this. If you're wondering if I'm going to eat this in one go, probably yes. But yeah, you can eat healthy and you can eat delicious food. So yeah, guys, these are my rough thoughts on the markets, but these are also unfolding when I'm developing myself more and more and more. So maybe in the next coming months, when I'm reading more, when I'm analyzing more, my perception will steer a little bit. But for now, this is a little bit the perception I have on the markets, but I also feel it is changing, because a couple of months ago I would rather believe that we are going to top this year and that we are going to see a massive correction, a massive bear market. And right now, after doing a little bit more research, I start to feel that I might be too bearish too early. In the sense of that a lot of people are expecting a recession, but maybe we still get some very good years, especially this year. And maybe 2026 is a little bit less, but maybe 2027 is again good, or 2026 has still some opportunities in there. But I think later this decade, 2008, 9 and 10, or what is it, 30, that moment, those are going to be the difficult years. And I think for those times you really want to prepare. In 1929, the ones that were holding cash were actually the kings. They could scoop up everything for cheap in after the 1929 crash. But there is a big but in there too. William Delbert Gann lost his fortune during those time because the bank where he was holding his money went bankrupt during that time. So think about that, guys. You really want to divide your assets, maybe over multiple countries, maybe over multiple banks, multiple cryptos, have it cold storage, not on the exchange. These are all things you want to think about. But right now we are still sitting in pretty good times, guys, and we can already see it with the food right here. Okay, guys, that was it for today's video. I'm going to eat. I just really wanted to share that with you. Drop a thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe if you are new. Wish you all a beautiful day, and I hope to see every single one of you in the next video. Bye bye.